Halo teman-teman, selamat datang kembali di Jakarta Vintage IG Live. Malam ini kita akan kedatangan tamu, teman baik namanya Regina Chan. Beliau ini nanti sekarang ini sedang di Paris, memang dia base-nya di Paris. Kita akan tanyakan bagaimana kehidupan di Paris pada saat lockdown. Uh, Kemudian juga kita topiknya malam ini adalah mengenai ethical production dan humanity. So humanity and ethical production. Oke, kita akan tunggu uh, Reginanya untuk join di IG Live kita. Saya sedikit kasih informasi mengenai Regina ini. Oke. So diskusi kali ini, malam ini akan dalam bahasa Inggris. Mungkin akan dicampur sedikit bahasa Indonesia, tetapi mostly dalam bahasa Inggris. Okay, I would like to introduce Regina Chan. She is an independent consultant to a number of brands in the high-end lifestyle industry, including Maison&Objet. Itu satu pameran besar lifestyle products di Paris, diadakan 2 tahun sekali. Okay. She's also working closely with different Asian brands and manufacturers on their business strategies for the overseas markets. Regina today will share her observation on during her lockdown in Paris and discuss how ethical production will be a must for key players in the high-end lifestyle sector. Okay, jadi we'll be discussing about ethical production, ethical manufacturing, ethical consumers, okay, and why it is important, and even more important now that we have this crisis and the humanity and solidarity and empathy is becomes more important and significant. Okay. All right. Okay. We'll be waiting for Regina to show up. Okay. I would like to say hello to everyone here. Okay. Ada Ibu Haji, Imelda Akmal. Thank you. Bagaimana bertanamnya, berkebunnya? Oke. Kita satu tim ya. Beli-beli benih di online. Oke, ada Atre. Oke, Atre, thank you. Mbak Sunti, thank you. Oke, dan Etalase Bintaro. Halo, Mas Valen. Oke. Ada Yusuf Fatorik. Thank you, udah join. Oke. Reginanya sebentar lagi semoga muncul. Oke. Let me see. Oke. Let me check with. Oke, thank you. Oke, stay tune teman-teman. Saya bang kontak Regina sebentar lagi. Oke. Oke. Oke, let me see. Demi ketahanan pangan saat krisis, betul sekali, setuju. Uh, Setuju banget. Oke. Nih lagi nunggu Reginanya. Kenal sama Regina kan? Oke. Okay. Regina is here. Diana Nasir is here. Okay. Friends. Okay. Waiting for Regina to show up. Hello.
Hey,
How are
thank you.
you?
How are you?
I'm
Bonjour.
fine. Thank you. So where are you now? In
I'm in
cafe?
Paris. No,
I know,
in
but at
Paris.
home?
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Is it?
at home.
Okay. Oh, good. Okay. How's the weather?
The weather is a bit rainy today, but it's still lovely. It's the 1st of May, so it's supposed to be like spring in full swing already. So it's
Okay.
really lovely.
Okay. And like 16 degrees?
Yes, around that. So
Okay.
best time of the year, but we couldn't go out, as you know. We're in confinement for like 6 weeks already.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So you look great.
You too. And you've been very productive, talking to friends every day.
I I was saying to Francis last night, and by the way, he's here. I say,
Yeah.
we time is the only thing that we have now.
Yes, yes, more than money, right?
And we used to say to everyone that I wish I have all the time in the world when we say no to people. Now we cannot use that excuse anymore.
No, no more excuse. Yes.
No more
So
excuse.
how's everything in Jakarta?
Well, okay, that's tough. It's not very good, but I think hopefully things getting better. Hopefully this lockdown will be what you call will end in like maybe 2 3 weeks time. Okay, and the curve is going down.
Good.
Hopefully, but we don't know really. Okay, but yes, what we can do is just stay positive and focus on what we do, right? And sending everyone positive energy.
True, very true. And to be very honest, I think everyone now has a immediate impact from, the pandemic, and then
Yes,
the experience will change everything as everyone
yes.
knows it.
Yes, okay. Okay. I already introduced you, but I would okay. That was like 5 minutes ago. I will uh, repeat what I was just saying. Okay, Regina, everyone. Regina is an independent consultant to a number of brands of in the life in the high end lifestyle industry, including Maison&Objet, and also working with different Asian brands and manufacturers on their business strategies for the overseas markets. Okay, tonight, Regina will be sharing her observation during her lockdown. You are locked down in Paris, right? And discuss about ethical production, why it is more important now than ever. Okay, especially in the lifestyle sector. Okay, okay. We start with host life in Paris during lockdown.
Well, I have to say, I'm very okay here, and then the general atmosphere is not worrying. And then every day when I watch the news, I see a lot of good examples of humanity. That's why today one of the topics I want to discuss is humanity, and then how is more than relevant to all of us. Give you an example. We all know every government is short of masks. They don't have enough protection gears, so for the hospital. So, and then big groups like LVMH. So they use their factories and also some haute couture atelier to turn into making hand sanitizer, protection gears for the hospitals. So
Yeah,
that's one
that's
thing.
sorry.
Yeah.
That's Louis Vuitton and other brands, right? This Louis Vuitton group, right?
Yeah, LVMH Group, they have a lot of brands. So they
Yes.
have different like factories for perfume, for cosmetics, and then so at the moment, because no one can do any shopping, so no one will buy cosmetics. So they
Mhm.
just turn it into making things that are useful in this pandemic, which is
Okay.
very, very important.
Yeah.
And then so the French government, when they decide to lock down, they
Yeah.
said this lockdown will save at least 40,000 lives. So to a lot of my French friends, they said
Yeah.
this is the first time in their life they see real humanity in their government.
Yes.
So
Yes.
they are willing, to save lives instead of
Yeah.
like just keep the economy going.
Yeah.
As you can see, a lot of other governments are doing the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and then, most recently, just a few days ago, an
Mm.
very important French institution called Mobilier National, that's an
Okay.
institution who collect historical furniture,
Okay.
like from since 500 years, and then they don't just collect, they also commission, new furniture, all sorts of design objects by French designers. So they
Okay.
are really big. They said they own like 78,000 pieces of objects throughout the last 500 years, So
Wow.
they are going to auction some antique furnitures to raise money for the hospitals.
Okay. Wow. That's a really a
Yeah.
good what you call initiative. I mean, it's a good outreach.
Yeah, I mean, they do the right thing, everyone loves French antique furnitures. And for this institution, they have a lot, is from the old palaces and then old houses. So all these things are very, very encouraging. And then
Hmm.
on a personal level, also I saw some people how to adapt to the new situation. For
Yeah.
example, now we can't travel, so a lot of airline pilots they can't work, and
Okay.
obviously some of them go back to their hometown and then become like delivery boy, doing farming in local farms. They adapt. They want to make themselves useful. So
Okay.
which is
But
very interesting, right?
I know. I know. That I never heard. I mean, like the pilots and all the air crews are doing what you call delivery boys.
Well, they do whatever they can do. I mean,
Okay.
there was an interview about an airline pilot. So
Okay.
he said, "Well, I can't do anything, and I don't want to just sit at home." So, in some more remote area in France,
Yeah.
the confinement restriction is not so strict. So you can still work maybe in a farm. That's why. So he become farmer during the lockdown. You know?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Back to the initiative done by the Louis Vuitton Group. Okay,
Mm.
so they're producing what you call hand
Hand
sanitizer.
sanitizer. Yeah.
Okay, is that for sale or is that no? It's just for
No,
free.
no,
Okay, that's
it's free supply to the government, but obviously they use like the Christian Dior perfume bottle to, put the hand sanitizer, and then, well, everyone wants to get a bottle, but
of
no,
course.
sorry, this
Okay.
is not for you and me. Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. I would like to say hello to everyone here. I think we have familiar names here. We have Eugenio Hendro,
Oh, hi,
Francis. We have uh,
Francis.
Nazir. Okay, let me check again. Okay, we have Ayu, and then we have Sony Seputro. You met him.
Yes,
Uh,
Patsoni.
okay, and Listianing. Hello, and Palem. Okay, so yes, again, we are talking about humanity and ethical production with Regina Chan. Okay, okay. Italy, aside from Italy, France is the one of the countries in Europe that is a bit, I mean, that hit very hardly by this COVID-19. Is that correct? And why you think so?
Yeah, well, the first is Italy and then Spain. And
Yeah.
then I think France is like number 4 or 5. Yeah, something like that. So, well, first of all, I think, as you can see in the recent history, there's no real pandemic in Europe. They didn't even experience SARS, right? Back in, 17 years, I mean, 2012, yeah? No, no, sorry,
Okay.
2001. Yes.
Okay.
So you see, they didn't experience SARS, not like those people in Hong Kong, in Taiwan, in China, in Asia, that we
Yeah.
still remember, it's important to wear mask and to protect yourself from the others. They don't
Yeah.
have that kind of concept. And then even today, when you go out on the street in Paris, no one wear mask. A lot of
Really?
people still don't do it. No,
Oh,
um,
okay. It's surprising.
I mean, some of them wear, but still a lot of them don't wear. And then the French government said no, because we are supposed to be, deconfined on 11th of May. Yeah.
Yes,
So then the government said, okay, you have to wear mask if you are in public transportation.
by
So
law.
they,
By law.
yeah, yeah, they force you. They force you for the first time. They force you to do this because
Mm,
now the Asian experience proven, wearing masks is really helpful. So
yes,
this
yes,
is
yes,
why. I mean, the whole Europe, they react very slowly in terms of,
yes.
the timeline, the resources. Everyone blame the French government. How come they don't buy masks anymore? There's a scandal like 10 years ago. Someone
Yeah.
in the government decided to cut the budget to buy masks. So there's no more masks. They haven't been buying masks for 10 years.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
That's a bit scandal, though.
Yes, yes. So anyway,
Yeah.
but the process, I have to say, the process,
Yes.
the French government has been doing it very in a human way. So
Yeah.
they didn't generate like fear. They just tell you what to do, and then they, first of all, they confine you for like 2, 3 weeks, and then they
Yeah.
extend, and then they
Yeah.
extend again. So,
Mm.
and then they already, say to everyone, you have to live with the virus. It's not going to go away soon.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I guess now the way they handle it, I feel very, I feel we can trust them. So, which is very important because if in this kind of situation you don't trust your government, it's not helping at all, right?
Yeah. 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 Okay.
Mm,
And back to the humanity that you mentioned, and it is also our topic. I had this friend here in IG Live like last week, and she is a CSR director of a multinational company in Asia.
mm,
And she say, okay, at this time, okay, she's what you call seeing the humanity uh, done by or shown by big companies
mm,
at this time. So big companies are like contributing a lot of money, okay, without any like any thinking, any there is no process of in the like in the usual corporate situation. Okay, so humanity becomes like the key word aside from solidarity and empathy.
mm.
Okay, do uh, you see that also happening in Europe or especially in Paris?
Yes, definitely.
Mhm.
I think humanity for the French is like a must, a given as well. It's never just about your own freedom. It's about, the collective freedom, the environment, what kind of country they want to live in.
Yeah.
So it's very heartwarming to see how people are helping each other. I live in downtown Paris, very lucky because
Yes.
I'm surrounded still by shops, food shops, supermarkets that I don't really
Yes.
need to go very, very further away to get food. And then, but
Okay.
we still have a lot of like old ladies, old uncles, living around. And then for situation like this, most of the time they need to go to supermarket only maybe once every 3 days. So
Okay.
bring back a lot of food, right? But
Yeah.
you can imagine most of the Paris apartment, they don't have lift, elevator. So they need people to help them to carry those food back to their home. I always see young people helping them, doing the things for the neighbors. I'm sure they don't know each other. It's just like it's very natural here on a
Yes.
very ordinary level. It's not
Yeah.
like something that you see in a TV show. No, it's just every
Yeah.
day. Yeah.
Okay. So that's a good side of the pandemic. I mean, that's the like we see things from the brighter side, and people are doing good things to other people. You see that as well, no?
Yeah. And I think for this pandemic, because you and I, everyone has the immediate experience, as I said. It's not
Yeah.
like, oh, something happening in Japan or something happening in China only. No, everyone has to be
It's
confined. Yes.
it's everywhere. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so now let's talk about the ethical production that you want to discuss. Okay, why we why is it more relevant and more important now? This ethical
Yeah.
production, ethical products. You think?
Yes. Well, the reason we need to talk about ethical is because in this very unprecedented situation, we all feel how little we are as human beings, you know.
Yeah.
We don't own this planet, we own nothing. We
Yeah. Yeah.
we have to help each other in order to stay in this planet. And then earlier on, I said how individual people, adapt to a new situation. I think
Mm.
the attitude of adapting is very important because, okay, you don't want to be confined with your kids and your wife, but you have no choice. You
Yeah.
have to adapt, right?
Yeah.
So, adapting meaning you become less self-centric. You think about other people, okay?
Okay.
So
Yeah.
this is the kind of behavior people
Yeah.
are already cultivating during confinement, during
Yeah.
this situation.
Yeah.
So once we are free to have our normal life again, we will see things differently. We will not be that selfish. Some of the people, at least I can tell you, will not be as selfish as before. They
Yeah.
probably will also change their lifestyle. So as a
Yes.
consumer, for example, first of all, I would say, okay, now if I want to spend money, I should spend it in a way that I feel I should, because during the confinement, I realized there are a lot of things I don't need, right?
That's
So
true. That's true.
yeah, and then so if I'm going to spend my money, I will ask about, okay, how is it being made? How is
Hmm.
it being done? So in the business term, we can say, what's the marketing story, right?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
then these things, how do you generate your marketing stories? It has to be from some certain of truth. So now
Hmm.
ethics, this value has become very important because people want more truth, I think. People
I
want
see.
more truth in their life. We don't want people to hide from us saying, you are fine, but actually you're not fine. We are not fine, right? So the
Yeah.
word ethical here is not, it's all about how you do the things in the right way, not just for yourself, but for other people. How you take the resources from this planet in the right way.
Yeah. And also how you treat the workers.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for bringing this up because today is the Labor's Day, right?
Yes, yes. It's a May Day. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, just what you call intermezzo. Normally in Jakarta today would be what you call you don't want to go out to get out of because the street will be filled by demonstrations, labor demonstrations.
Okay.
No
Really?
more
So,
demonstrations. No, it's okay now. People stay at home.
okay.
Okay. You were saying, I'm sorry.
No, no, no. I think it's interesting you said that because, to be honest, probably that's the only day or one of the few day that the workers can go out and demonstrate because the other time they will be working, right? That's what you
Yes.
mean.
Yeah. I know. Okay,
Yeah.
but the traffic jam in Jakarta, it's worse during Labor Day.
Yes, yes.
It's,
So it's better to
okay.
say yes.
Okay, yeah. So the ethical, it's not just in terms of production, but also in terms of how you treat the workers and also how you treat the environment.
Mm. Yes,
including the
totally.
animals. Yes. Okay. What's the constellation of ethical production in, say, in Asia? Is that a big? It's growing and it's big, or it's just like maybe like 1 or 3% in the total manufacturing, or well, how do you see that?
I would say, from my experience, for example, with Maison&Objet, we work with a
Yes.
lot of Asian
Yes.
manufacturers.
Yeah. Yeah.
And as you know, Maison&Objet targets high-end market, at least
Yes.
mid-high. So
Yeah.
when we say high-end market, it doesn't have to be like super expensive. We're not talking about just super expensive things. We're talking
Yeah.
about original, creative stuff. But of course, if it's original, good quality, it always costs money. So
Yeah.
what I see is more and more Asian manufacturers, they are really paying attention on how to be ethical. Let me give you an example, very simple example. So
Yes.
recently I worked with a cashmere brand from Inner Mongolia,
Okay.
cashmere. Yes,
Yes.
so they used it to supply like hammers, mascara, even
Okay.
producing scarves for them. So they are high end. For this company, we realized they can do a lot good things because the owner herself, she's from Inner Mongolia.
Okay.
She owns the whole supply chain. Meaning what? Meaning, so from the herdsman, the goat, the cashmere goat, whether they are purebred,
Yeah.
and how many they have to raise, and then
Mhm.
how do they treat the fiber, everything, and then she got all the raw material from Inner Mongolia, then
Okay.
to her lab in Shanghai. Then she because she's trained in Germany, so she
Yeah.
used only German machine and chemicals in her production. So her products are very ethical and sustainable. When I asked her about sustainable values in cashmere production, what does it mean? She said, I give you an example. Um, a lot of you these days when you go to Uniqlo, you can
Okay.
see cashmere cardigan, right?
Yeah.
They said
Yeah.
100% cashmere.
Yeah.
That's true, but how come they can be so cheap? There's a reason for that because first of all, the type of goat they raise, usually
Yeah.
they are hybrid. They are mixing the breed of the goat because they want the goat, certain type of goat to grow more quickly. You need
Yeah.
to have the volume to have cheaper cashmere fiber.
I
Okay,
see.
so the type of cashmere fiber they have will not be high end or really some of the best, but they are really giving you cashmere. So, but the problem is if I'm the consumer, if I keep buying this type of cashmere, you're actually encouraging certain herdsmen to raise too many
Mm.
goat, and then we already know too many goat will give us a problem in the grassland. They will turn grassland into desert, you know? So
Okay.
it has to be a control process.
I
So
see.
if you do cashmere production in a proper way, then you will preserve the grassland because you will respect the climate, you respect the seasons. You're not trying to just push, doing the fast fashion thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
same idea applies also to furniture or objects, whatever we produce, as long as we use the natural material.
Hmm, hmm, hmm. I see.
Mm,
Okay. I just read an article in The Guardian. Uh, it says that the 30% of the consumers in UK are
mm,
into ethical production.
right.
They consider themselves ethical consumers,
Mm.
but only 1% of the total production is ethical. Is that also what's happening in everywhere else, or in Europe or in Asia?
I think we need to be very careful by asking just one word, ethical. We need to look into, the story each company or each brand are providing to you. Take an example, textile industry. Indonesia, you also produce a lot of beautiful textiles, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
I'm sure your friends can tell you, there are different kind of certification and rating in
Yeah.
textile processing and making. So, for example, just using green or good chemical to do the process, but if you don't have good water wasting treatment plant, you don't treat your
Yeah.
water, then
So
it's
it's,
useless,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's
No, that's
that's
true.
why I,
Yeah.
yeah, that's why I think what we're trying to say here, consumer like us, like you and I, we're professional. We need to be smarter. We need to ask a bit more question to see whether the things we are buying, people are just using some marketing trick, or they are
Mm.
really spending a lot of time to
Mm.
make the process right. And then how do they make it? And then, we say we need a small, we need a slow life. I think this concept comes from Fukushima, the Fukushima explosion in 2011.
Okay.
Do
Yeah.
you
You.
remember
I think
that?
I lost
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
I lost you.
Okay,
Can you repeat the
okay.
last sentence?
I said, so we don't really need so much fast fashion, fast
Okay.
production,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
back in 2011 when we had this explosion in Fukushima, Japan.
Yes.
After the explosion, a lot of Japanese rethink, how to have a slower life because they realize they don't have to be like quick all the time like the Chinese.
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
that concept really have impact on a lot of things. And now I think you and I really know what's the benefit of a slower life. And
Yes. Yes.
slower
Exactly.
production meanings the production can be right, can be more
Yeah.
precise.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. We have some comments here. Okay. Our
Mm,
dear friend Francis has a question. Hang
okay.
on. Okay. Okay. And also Eugene has a question. Okay. Let me start with Francis. Regina, what is your opinion on future luxury goods? What products will be tomorrow's luxury? Okay, just to give you a highlight of last night's conversation with
Mm,
Francis. He says that luxury will be redefined.
yes.
Okay, the definition of luxury will be redefined because now what's happening now. Okay, people are putting priorities on health, on hygiene, on uh, sanitation. Okay, more than other things, right? The luxury brands. Okay, so uh, what's your response to that, to the question? What's
I
the luxury
totally
brand?
agree. Yes.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
Francis said it correctly. The definition of lux has been redefined in the last few years, and through this
Yes.
pandemic is especially true because
Okay.
you know, luxury products. We say the Italian may have the best industry in the world, but the French has the
Mhm.
best luxury industry in the world. So in terms of luxury, the French knows the best. But Luffy, you
Yes.
also know,
Yes.
you come to Paris so many times. Have you ever seen actually the French are using a lot of brands on their body? Like they will never put
No.
Louis
No.
Vuitton,
No.
everything on
Only
their body
Asians
at the
do that.
same time, right?
The Asians do that.
Yes, yes. So if you are asking about the new definition of luxe for the European market or even just for the French, I can tell you it's guaranteed to be a totally different definition for the Asian. Um, first of all, they look at life in a different way. And I think they don't really think, okay, today I can go to Hermes and spend like 20,000 euro, buy whatever I want. And then that's luxury for me. The French would never think that. Luxury to French, I can tell you, even a good baguette, good croissant in the morning, with
That
quality time with the kids, and in the garden, the sun come out. This is luxury to them.
the
Yes,
view, yeah,
seriously. Yes,
yeah,
no view or not the sun, croissant, baguette, orange juice, kids
hot
will never
chocolate.
go wrong. Yes, will never
Okay,
go wrong.
okay,
So
no, I'm with you.
no,
I'm with you on that.
yeah, but okay, let's go back to I think the real question here, like the business, right?
Yes,
So I
yes,
I guess one thing we have to remind ourselves is now the definition is being redefined, meaning
okay,
there are more opportunities. It's
yeah,
actually the best time for all the creative people to help to contribute to this definition. You know, no one should come out and say, look, this is the definition. No, now we, especially in this confinement, I think we all know what is the best for us. So you can't come out and just say, look, this is the best for you. No, the
okay,
market can dictate the direction like this. That's why I
yeah,
won't use the word trend, because the word trend is just marketing tricks for a lot of people. You know,
okay.
you and I mean, Luffy, you're always very stylish, but I don't think you're trendy. I would say you're stylish, but you're not trendy.
Ooh, okay, thank you. Oh, I don't know what to
No,
say, but yeah, thank you.
no, trendy is like, okay, you're always
No,
like looking for what is hot and always
yes,
following
yes,
something. But for you and then even Francis and a lot of our friends, they are stylish, they're not trendy. Yes, which is more
yeah,
important. Yeah,
okay. And also back to the ethical, so ethical production, ethical products are not and cannot be just marketing gimmicks, no? It
of
has
course
to
not.
be honest. It has to be like holistic, right?
Yes, yes. Because now I think we're also talking about ethical and sustainable always come
Mm,
hands in hand. Because we know if you do the things right, it will sustain. It's a
yeah,
natural step. So you don't really need to think too much. But what is right to different company, to different bosses, they are different. But
yeah,
I've been reading a lot of articles these days. So one big message for all bosses, we all have to remember now is we used to think money is the most important things to our staff. But I think after this pandemic, no, everyone will think actually a balanced life is more important to everyone.
that's true. That's true. And the consumers and people are more with this pandemic are more like enlightened and educated, and
Mm,
they change the priorities for the better,
that's right.
which is
And
that's a good thing happening now, right? Okay, yeah. You were saying,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
no, I was saying, for example, we can learn so much from Indonesian because Indonesian always have a very laid back lifestyle. You have beautiful landscape, and then sometimes when I text you, you say I'm in Bali. Maybe we talk next week. Right? So you need to tell me. You need to tell me how to have life balance that in a Indonesian way, maybe.
I don't know. Well, we just trying to cope with things. Okay, we try to adapt with the changes. I think. Yeah, I think also we are resilience as nation. We are resilient because I think we gone through hardship in our life. Okay, we've gone through many crises in our lifetime.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
true.
Okay. All right. Okay. Eugene has a question as well. Do you see any changes in mice industry, like in 1 or 2 years from now?
You mean furniture
No, I
industry?
think meeting and convention.
Oh,
I think.
mice. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exhibition. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yes. Yes, definitely. For example, in Europe, no
Yeah,
big exhibition trade shows are allowed before
yeah,
September. That's already in the
yeah,
news.
yeah,
So, I mean, immediate impacts are huge. So
yeah.
now a lot of show organizers don't know what to do because some of them maybe already pay a lot of things on the venues and on staff, and then, they all need to survive. So,
Okay,
but at the same time, I see a lot of show organizers are trying to digitize themselves more quickly. They
okay,
have to develop better digital platform. And the digital platform is more like managing maybe the
yes,
shows and the buyers and then the exhibitors.
yeah,
It's not the place to generate business. I mean, it will help, but you can't generate business just through online. You still need
yeah,
to meet people. For example,
yeah,
if you are selling textile, you have to feel, you have to touch. You won't be able to just order. Yeah.
yeah. That's
So
true.
it
Yeah,
we all need to be more innovative in
yeah,
terms of the format. We can't just expect, okay, here are like 1,000 booths, and then I will attract others and buyers.
yeah,
No, I think that model is really dying.
yeah. Hello. Yes. Are you with me?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I know it's a bit late, but can you position yourself to the right side so that it's the text is not blocking you? Yes.
No,
Because
actually, I can see you. No problem. Oh,
no,
okay. Here,
but
like
but
this.
you're yeah yes you because you are blocked by the text here. Okay.
Okay.
Some okay yeah okay. Eti from Traya say hello to
Yes.
you, and also
Hello,
Abi
Etty.
Abi
Yes.
Abdillah. Okay. Uh,
Great to.
hang on. We have Leah and Rina as well. Rina Renville.
Wow. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Diana Nasir say stylish means classic or kece in bahasa Indonesia. In bahasa. Okay. Okay. Oh, hang on. Okay. Hi Regina. That's Etise. Okay.
Hi.
Back to our topic, humanity and ethical production. Okay. Uh, uh, do you have a top of mind brands, top of mind Indonesian brands that comes to mind as ethical products
Well,
that you?
Luffy, maybe you can help me out here because I'm so bad with Indonesian name,
Okay,
right?
I can.
So,
Okay.
but we saw quite a few good examples in the Indonesian
Yes.
pavilion in
Yeah.
Maison&Objet last September, right? So
Yes.
we
Yes.
talk about, for example, the bamboo bicycle. Um,
Okay. Singgi Karsono. Yeah. Sepedagi.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know, you told me, r right at the beginning of the show, it's been sold already. There's only the
Yes.
one and only
First day. Yeah.
bicycle.
Day one.
Yeah.
Okay. Even before we exhibited it, we-
Yes,
already
I see.
somebody bought.
So yeah, I mean, for take that as an example, is
Yeah.
a bespoke product. It's a bespoke product that anyone, when they look at it, they immediately know certain values, even though they don't know the story. Like, oh, actually, the designer lived in a village. He loves village, so he engaged the village community to make this.
Yeah.
That only makes the story more beautiful. But the
Yeah. Yeah.
product itself is very, very successful.
Yes.
So, I mean, that is an example to show how good design can just speak for themselves. You don't need to add anything. And
Okay.
then
Okay.
you and Francis also help to curate and select a lot of really interesting brands who has you know innovative material and also
Yes.
the way they process. I remember you introduced to me this lady. She's doing fashion, the weaving, the also carpet. Like painting,
Yes.
with the painting. Yes, yes,
Triada Putik. Triada Putik. That's Ibu Hana. Okay, I think
yes,
I invited her here. Okay, I talked to her last time.
right.
Yeah, yeah, that the what they call the rugs, the carpet that she makes
Yep.
is getting more and more popular, and people think it's incredible. It's beautiful. It's just too beautiful. You cannot use it. It's just too beautiful. You cannot use it. You just put it on the wall. Okay. And
Yes.
also one other brand that also we brought to Paris last September is Duanyam. The the bamboo. I think it's bamboo. I think it's a bamboo. All the tableware made of bamboo,
Yes.
uh,
Yes.
made in Nusa Tenggara. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
So you see, do you see more and more ethical products coming from Asia, uh, or it's still dominated by European?
I think it depends on the product categories. So for
Yeah.
product in terms of product categories, like textile, for example, I see basically makers from around the world, they are going for sustainability. Both Europe and Asia, I can find very good example. It's not just European dominated. But for other things like maybe furniture, we still need to have, a bit of more time for them to evolve because the furniture
Yeah.
making process is more complicated. The factory requirement you have to, if you need to make it sustainable, you need to reinvest a lot in machine or the working environment, a lot of things. So I think for the furniture business, Asian brands may need to spend more time and effort to really upgrading it, but
I see. I
the
see.
good thing about Asian brands are they're really learning very quick, and especially I think in a lot of places like Indonesia, Malaysia, and even China, um, some of those people I see more and more brands they used to just do mass market products, but and then they get very rich, okay,
I
but
see.
then they realize, okay, if I want to pass it on to second or third generation, um, just doing that is not enough. And usually the second generation don't want to do the same thing. They want to upgrade. So during the upgrade, they usually become more sustainable because they understand the value of it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
of course, our good friend Vivere, for example,
Yeah.
they have been
Yeah.
in M&O for a few edition already, and then it's a family business. Daddy and William, they are really really professional, and I know they
Yes.
have been spending a lot of effort in
Yeah.
making sure Vivere
Yeah.
can be an example in
Yeah.
the industry.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I totally agree with you. Okay, Francis has another question. I believe future products must be circular. Okay, I
Mm-hmm.
also
Yes.
see companies like IKEA is looking
Mm,
at furniture rental. What do you think?
right. Well, circular economy is very important. Yes.
Yeah,
Thank you, Francis, for always bringing up the most difficult question,
yeah,
And luckily, I know just a little bit of it. So, Luffy, you also need to contribute. No, I think circular economy, the most important point here is to highlight what we just discussed as well. The whole supply chain, the production, economy, market, everything is linked. So we should not create any more process that is just like standalone. For example, furniture we just talked about. We should always think about the furniture not just as the piece you will use it. We should also think about the furniture when it's no longer in use. How do you throw it away as rubbish? For
yeah,
example,
yeah,
Nando, he famously just like a few months ago
yeah,
talked about this idea. So he need to make sure when the chair is not used, it can be properly recycled and then to be disposed. I think these this is the point of circular economy, how to make every single stage meaningful.
Okay, okay,
Mm.
okay. Okay, we have some other. Okay, Eugene say balance in life is more important.
Yes. So what does it mean to him then? Does it mean that he's going to, instead of like producing 5 collection a year, then now he would produce 2?
I think he'll be enjoying life more. Huh? Okay, we have
Yeah.
Handoko say here that it's a good conversation.
Thank you.
Mm-mm. Okay, all right. Okay, talking about the uh, ethical consumers, what does it make uh, to be what does it take to make a ethical consumer nowadays? I mean, with
Yeah.
this, people are more enlightened, people are more educated now, especially with what's happening now. So is that it must be a challenge for manufacturers to respond to that because the demand is increasing.
Well, well, first of all, I think if you are an ethical manufacturer, it shouldn't be a problem to you because an ethical manufacturer will always know in order to have quality for everyone and also quality during the process, the quantity is not a must. Okay, and then ethical producer, usually you know their market very well. They know it costs for being ethical. So again, as I said, the product itself will be more expensive than any other thing. And then so they are not targeting the everyone. They're only targeting the niche. So I think here is a question all the manufacturers and designers need to ask themselves again: who is your consumer? Who is your end user? Don't just think, oh, I have to design something that IKEA may want it and then mass produce for me, and then I want to make a name out of it. It would be great if you have an idea like that, but I think the time has passed. You don't get your frame from this kind of approach anymore. We don't need another furniture designer, to be honest. We don't need another fashion designer, to be honest. But we need another really better furniture design or better fashion design. This is the point.
Ah, I see. Okay. Okay. Listen, everyone. That's a very important point. Okay. It's a new, what you call, it's a really a good insight. It's, I feel speechless. I'm speechless with what you're saying. So okay, let me repeat. Okay, what you're saying. We need more fashion. Okay. We need
Good
more like
design, basically.
good design instead
Yeah.
of
Another
design,
designer. Another
another design.
mediocre designer.
I see. Okay, wow, okay. Well, okay, we are like maybe like 5 minutes to end this session. Okay,
Okay.
I have a personal as well as professional related question.
Okay.
What what is your money cannot buy experience? Money can't buy experience that makes you happy. Okay, when it comes to because as related to your job as
Mm,
a consultant in terms of business strategies for
mm.
many companies. When they make it happen, when they make it in Paris, for example, when they
Mm.
export or what's your experience?
Um, okay, I try to understand what would be the best way to answer your question because it's a bit complicated. Um, let me put it this way. So if I'm much happier like now than before. You know what I
Okay.
did? Um, I try to make sure I only work with people I like. I try to make sure I only work with, when I say I like, not meaning I have to like them. I admire and I appreciate their values, you know?
Yeah.
So because it has something to do with our whole conversation. Because a lot of people were saying, oh, being ethical is difficult and I don't know how to do it. I give you just one single trick. Surround yourself with people that with the
You
same
like.
values and you
Yes.
like. Because
Yes.
if you want to do good, you need to be surrounded by people who also want to do good. Otherwise,
Yes. Yes.
you will always
Yes.
have friends to say to you, "Oh, you're stupid. You know, you can have shortcuts and then come on, don't do that, right?" And you don't
Okay.
want to be discouraged. So
Okay.
I think to be successful and happy and without using any money, if that's that's your question, then is surround yourself with people
Okay.
who share the same values.
Okay. Well, okay. That's deep. I mean, yeah. And I think many people are now more and more value the that this kind of qualities, like
Mm.
the family, the friendship, the humanity, the empathy, the solidarity. Okay, because of what's happening now. Okay. Now, thank you again, Regina, for your time, for your insight. Okay. Uh, do you have some last words to share with the audience here
Well, first of
before
all,
we?
Yes, Luffy, I have to thank you for having me because, well, I can see how much you appreciate your friendship and your circles. I mean, you take time to also maintain, which is very, very important. I really enjoyed this conversation, and well, I hope because you mentioned all these Indonesian friends are watching us, and then I want to send my personal best wishes to all of you. I don't know when I can see you in Jakarta, but I really hope we will see each other very soon or in Paris, you know?
Yes. Okay. And you have friends here. Just to remind you.
Yes, yes. I
Okay.
really look forward to my oxtail soup and all
Okay.
these really
Oxtail.
beautiful, Indonesian dishes very soon.
Okay. And Rina Renfield say, take care, Regina. Stay safe
Thank
in
you.
Paris.
Thank
Okay.
you very
And
much, guys.
okay. Thank you again, Regina, and thank you everyone. I'm sending everyone love and good wishes and
Me
good.
too.
Yes. Okay. Bye bye. Okay. Terima kasih
Bye bye.
semuanya. Okay. Inspiring discussion. Thanks, guys. Francis. Okay. Thank you. This uh, conversation, this live, this Instagram live will be put in YouTube maybe in 2 or 3 days, and then also in Spotify under Jakarta Vintage. And tomorrow, at same time, 8 p.m., we will have this columnist. She is a fashion critic and also a lecturer at the Fashion Institute here in Jakarta. She will be talking about the creative industry post-pandemic. Okay, her name is Linda Ibrahim. We will have a very interesting conversation here. So stay tuned, guys, until tomorrow. 8 p.m. tomorrow with Linda Ibrahim. And thank you again, Regina, for your time. Okay, I'll
Thank you,
see you soon.
Luffy.
Okay,
Bye
thank
bye.
guys. Thank
Bye.
you. Bye bye.